Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into one of the most unforgettable failures in space history, the incredible story of the Ariane 5 rocket disaster back in 1996. This was Europe's big leap into space, a $370 million rocket set to change the game. But just 37 seconds after liftoff, things went horribly wrong, and it all boiled down to one tiny software glitch. So, what was Ariane 5? It was Europe's newest, most powerful rocket, designed to carry heavy satellites and important science missions into orbit. It was supposed to be a big win for the European Space Agency, showcasing cutting-edge technology and a serious boost in space capabilities. To save time and money, engineers decided to reuse software from the previous Ariane 4 rocket. That sounds smart, right? Why fix what isn't broken? But here's the catch. The Ariane 5 was quite different from its predecessor. It was faster, more powerful, and its flight path was different. Inside the rocket, there's something called the inertial reference system. Think of it like the rocket's internal GPS and navigator. It constantly measures the rocket's speed and position, helping it know exactly where it is and stay on the right path. Shortly after liftoff, the rocket started accelerating quickly. The software was tracking the rocket's horizontal speed using a number that turned out to be way bigger than the system could handle. Here's where things got tricky. This number was stored in what's called a 16-bit signed integer. A fancy way of saying it could only hold values between negative 32,768 and 32,767. But the rocket speed shot way past 32,767 and, bam, the number overflowed. Imagine pouring too much water into a glass. It just spills over. This overflow caused the software to crash. Normally, software includes measures to catch and fix errors like this, but this one wasn't handled properly in the Ariane 5's code. Now, you might think there's a backup system that kicks in if the main system fails, right? There was, but surprise, it was running the exact same flawed software. So, it crashed too. Both the main and backup navigation systems went down nearly simultaneously. With no proper navigation input, the rocket's onboard computer started getting weird diagnostic signals. It mistook these error messages for real data and sent completely wrong commands to the rocket steering systems. The rocket suddenly jerked violently off its course, more than it was designed to handle, and literally tore itself apart in mid-air. To make things safer, the range safety officer triggered the rocket's self-destruct system. All told, the $370 million mission ended in a fiery explosion just over half a minute after launch. The failure stunned everyone. No one was hurt, but the embarrassment and cost were huge. The European Space Agency had to pause Ariane 5 launches and get to the bottom of exactly what went wrong. What did the investigation reveal? The main problem was reusing old software without carefully testing it for the Ariane 5's different flight conditions. The team didn't expect the rocket's velocity numbers would get so high, so the software wasn't built to handle them. Plus, having the backup system run the same buggy software meant there was no safety net. This disaster ended up teaching engineers a lot about software design, especially for things where mistakes can be catastrophic, like space missions. It showed how vital it is to thoroughly test and adapt software for new applications, and to handle unexpected errors gracefully. Since then, Aerospace agencies around the world have tightened up their software testing and quality assurance to prevent disasters like this. Despite the rocky start, Ariane 5 eventually became one of the most successful rockets in history, launching hundreds of missions and proving Europe's place in space exploration. So the Ariane 5 disaster reminds us something pretty important. No matter how advanced our technology gets, even the smallest invisible mistakes, like a tiny software error, can bring everything crashing down. But it also shows how failure can be a powerful teacher, pushing us to build safer, smarter tech. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more fascinating stories. And I'd love to hear, what do you think was the biggest lesson from the Ariane 5 disaster? Drop a comment below.